In this video, we're going to be talking about publicity for indie authors. This is a topic that doesn't get a ton of airtime because it's perceived as too difficult for indie authors. But I have to tell you, I have some great tips, and it really is not as hard as it seems, and it really elevates your book above the competition. The difference between publicity and direct marketing is that with direct marketing, you're speaking directly to your readers, and this is through, Facebook ads, social media efforts. This YouTube channel is direct marketing. Publicity, on the other hand, is indirect. This is media coverage through channels like television, radio, newspapers, magazines, potentially influencers, and the reason why it can be so much more powerful than direct marketing is that it gives you quite a lot more credibility and social proof. Before you get started, though, you're going to need what is called a buyer persona, an avatar, a pen portrait. In our case, as indie authors, we're going to call it a reader persona. And a reader persona is basically a profile of the type of reader who will be interested in your book. This is where genre becomes so important. And you may, as a new indie author, wonder why, if you tried to pitch to agents or as you progress into marketing, why genre is so important. Now, there's no problem with mixed genres. However, when you are targeting publications, when you're targeting readers, you need to know what kind of books they like. A mashup, they may love it, but they're not going to know that they love it. But they will know they love sci-fi or romance or cozies. So you need to pick the genre that most closely resembles your story and that the readers of this genre will respond to. I've filmed videos in the past where I have given multiple steps in a pretty complicated process for creating this profile. However, with the advent of ChatGPT, it just became instant. It is so much easier. You might love AI, you might hate it, but for things like this, you can't beat it. You can instantly generate a highly detailed, highly targeted, and unbiased persona. AI is really good for this type of thing. You need to input the specifications of who you're targeting, and then you're going to get the output of exactly where you can find them. Now, there is an easy way, and then there is a more complicated way with a template. So I'm going to share first the easy way to do this. If you don't have a ChatGPT account, you need to set that up, but it's as simple as going to ChatGPT and following the prompts, or you're going to find countless videos here on YouTube about how to set that up. I'm not going to go into it because it's not on topic. However, you need an account, and once you do, you will be able to enter a prompt, and the prompt is as simple as write a buyer persona for male or female helps. So a gender, male or female, readers of, insert your genre. For me, it would be techno thrillers, but you can insert the genre that's most appropriate for you. And then it helps if you add a region. The region can be large. It can be the United States, or it could be Brazil, or it could be Japan. It does help the AI if you give it a region. Input that, simple as that, and you're going to get a multi-page, detailed demographic, psychographic, competitive titles, publications that this persona will read, how to reach them, and it will be done within seconds. If you want an even more a detailed buyer persona that has been designed by a top marketing professional, you can go and load a template created by Ronny Hermosa, and he is a graphic artist, marketing specialist, and now an AI expert. I'll link to the video that describes how to get that template below. But basically, he has written a guide, a prompt for ChatGPT that outputs your reader persona in a table format that very specifically targets, editors, publications, competitive titles, and very specific information that will be the guiding light and the guiding force for you as an indie author. Either one is going to get you started, and it will point you in the right direction for the publications you're going to target. Okay, so that leads us into how do you get the list of publications to target? And again, I have a great, easy tip for you. If you find the best-selling books in your genre, now you're going to look for the ones that have lots of press that you've been hearing about all over in newspapers and magazines, on television. You've been hearing people talk about them. Somebody who's a master of this is Colleen Hoover. She has swept the New York Times bestseller list. Last time I looked, she's got 5 books on the list, and clearly her publicist is doing something right. She's appearing everywhere. The buzz is everywhere. So, if you write in the genres that Colleen Hoover writes in, then this tip's going to work great for you. But what I'm talking about here is finding somebody like Colleen Hoover or somebody that is getting that buzz in your genre, and then you go to their book sales page on Amazon, scroll down to the editorial review section, and anyone who's got a traditional house that they are a A-list, front list author that this publisher is pushing really hard, you're going to find that you're going to have excerpt after excerpt after excerpt of press coverage. So dozens of press quotes where you can just extract the name of the journalist and the name of the publication, plug it into a spreadsheet, and you are ready to go. You need to go research and get those email addresses attached to it, but you know that they're already doing stories, that they're already working with publicity or publicists, and you know what they're saying about books that are similar to yours but are the top in their category. Choose 2 or 3 of these books, copy all of the editorial reviews, get the email addresses, and then you're going to prepare your pitch. The pitch for these media channels can be in a variety of categories, and this is another thing that you need to understand. You're going to need to pitch angles that are going to interest these journalists, writers, content creators, whomever you're targeting, but they need to be very relevant to their publication, and they need to be interesting to their readers, viewers, content consumers. So you need to think about this very specifically and very customized for each publication. Now, there are a few kinds of angles that you can go for. There's a author-centric pitch. There's a topic, trope, or genre-centric pitch. Also, awards or events that are relevant, very relevant to your book or to you as an author are great angles. These are also sometimes called pegs, and pegs are relevant or timely topics. And to get the attention of these very, very busy professionals, you need to pick something that exactly fits with the type of stories they're looking for. Furthermore, you're going to need to help them write the story. Again, they're very busy. They might ask for an outline, they may ask for a press release, they may ask for you to write the story. So be prepared for that. But to start, once you have these emails, these contacts, what you're going to do is you're going to send an email pitch based on, what's going to be most appropriate. Something like if you're writing a story about mothers and it's a motherhood magazine, then it's got to be a mothering type story. Or another angle is a regional award. If you win an award in your area, in a metropolitan area near you, target all the newspapers in that area. An example for my book is that although my book's not specifically about Burning Man, it is about the culture that surrounds it. So I will be pitching multiple stories, very customized stories, to regional newspapers or magazines in the San Francisco area, likewise in the Reno area, arts publications, stories about street art or urban life. So you need to, find the angles around the tropes and the themes in your book. Again, if you've won contests, that's going to be of interest. If you wrote a book about Christmas, then, again, a date will be a angle. So dig deep, think hard about what's interesting about you, what's interesting about your theme, your trope, your story, what's interesting about the, times, settings, and write pitches specifically customized to the journalists that would be interested. So to start, no attachments, don't put photos, press releases, don't attach your full book. You need to write a couple of paragraphs that are incredibly enticing, that hook the journalist or content creator, and that show that you are professional and that you have the ability to provide the materials that they need to create their story quickly and well. Make sure that you do follow up if you don't hear back. Don't give up. This is like selling something, and although, they say 7 no's to a yes, you're not going to follow up 7 times, but follow up once or twice, and just make sure that it didn't slip through the cracks. It didn't end up in spam. Just make sure that they're not interested. Make the effort to follow up. And if you do succeed in getting stories in major publications, on television, on the radio, this really elevates you above all of the other indie authors. It gives you immense credibility and social proof, because it's not you telling somebody that your book's great. It is somebody with authority telling the world that your book is great. This type of buzz really makes the difference and can put you in the same echelon with those best-selling, big house, traditionally published authors. So with the tools, with these tips, it's not that hard, and you are probably in the 1% of indie authors doing this. So I urge you to give it a try for your next book launch. And please, in the comments below, tell me what your results are. Tell me if you've done publicity before, and if it was successful, what your return on investments are. I'd love to build up a community around the indie author career and our community. Also, don't forget to visit my website at kittyturner.media. You can download a free Trello template that shows you all the steps, and there are dozens of them, from manuscript to best-selling book. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.